From the site that many call the loudest in the NFL, we are inside GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. Tonight we've got an AFC matchup in store for you, as it'll be the Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. Here's the kicker, Harrison Butker, ready to get this one started. And we are underway from Kansas City. Now Jamal Agnew from his end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. Now here's a defensive timeout called by the Chiefs. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Hey, Lion!
They'll start on the ground. Etienne. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. And it's second down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Second and 8 coming from the 19. Lawrence going to move him around a bit. On second down, here's Lawrence. A short throw to Ingram. Room past the 35. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. A gain there of 21 yards.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
On first and 10, it's Etienne. And he'll be pretty well stopped in his tracks. Give him a yard up to the 42.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
From the 42-yard line, here's the second and 9. Now they'll change things around before the snap. On second down, Etienne once more. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Still leading 10 yards. Now it's third down. Looking to throw, Lawrence. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. They chalk that one up as a gain of 34 on third down. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, first and 10. Etienne up the middle. He'll take it inside the 25. They'll come up second and 7. Here's Lawrence to throw. Oh, it's intercepted. A drive killer there. Picked off by Justin Reed. And the Chiefs are going to get the football here as they force the INT on the game's opening drive. So after the INT, here's Mahomes.
A pass complete downfield. It's Valdez-Scantling.
And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30.
On 1st and 10, here's Pacheco.
And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield.
That tackle by Trayvon Walker. Nice play. He blows that up behind the line of scrimmage.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Throwing now is Mahomes. His throw incomplete.
Well, he certainly thought he had a window to push that ball downfield, but as soon as he released the throw, the corner was there to slam that window shut.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Mahomes.
He's got his target. That's complete. Down the sideline he goes.
And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown.
Kadarius Toney,
70 yards.
and the Chiefs use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. They said that they wanted to get him involved early, and what a way to cap their opening drive, Charles. We know he's one of the fastest receivers in the NFL, and he showcased it on that play.
And when you have a guy like that, you want to make sure the defense sees him early, right? You want to see how they're going to adjust, how they're going to try and guard him, because they can't replicate his speed in practice unless they've got one of the few guys who are as fast as he is. And all it took was one drive, he burned them, and I don't think it's the last time they called his number in this one.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, or they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
Will go down as a gain of 6. And that brings up 3rd and a full 10 yards.
On 3rd down, Lawrence.
And he is going to go down. He will be sacked on the final play of this first quarter. 6-0 our score after 1. Here's Logan Cook now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And taken right on the 30. They'll call that a 61-yard punt. He got all of that one. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. Well, just 2 series in here, Charles, but everything's gone to script so far. They got a touchdown on their first drive. Their defense holds, and now they've got a chance to take a 2-score lead.
And to co-sign with you, exactly the start they scripted up. And really, that kind of start, that can set the tone for the game for them.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness.
picked off by Tyson Campbell. And the Jaguars will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line.
Very good starting field position for the Jaguars offense as they come up 1st and 10 at the 45.
Now ETN to start the drive.
Fights him off, and he'll take it across the 50 and into Chief territory.
From the 46, here's 2nd and a yard. Another toe for ETN.
And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Lawrence on 3rd down. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter.
Doug Peterson going to roll the dice here. They will go for it on 4th down. 4th down. Here's Lawrence. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the Jaguars first down as they take advantage of what looked like an unsure defense. They wind up getting 8 on 4th and 3. Now Lawrence to throw. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked up by L'Jarius Sneed. And the Chiefs are going to get the football here as he gets this up past the 20-yard line. Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so.
Oh, the turnover fest continues. Here's another interception. Picked up by Andre Sisco. So consecutive interceptions here early on in this one, and maybe setting the tone, Charles, for a game where the defense really takes center stage.
And don't you think that both offenses are really catching a bit from their coaching staff about avoiding these turnovers that we've seen early? I think both teams are trying to find an advantage. We know that. Can one of them break away and take control of this game?
Straight ahead, ETN. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Here's Lawrence.
Finds his tight end Ingram. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. First down marker at the 31. It's 3rd down.
Now Lawrence. The pressure gets to Lawrence, and he'll go down.
The safety blitz staged to perfection that time as they sack him for a loss of 6.
He continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure. These sacks, they're starting to pile up.
And if they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game.
KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And not an abundance of time remains on the clock, Charles, but you would think more than enough to try to extend this lead before intermission.
And when you're talking about extending the lead, I think you're talking about aiming for the end zone because there is plenty of time for that. The fallback is to get 3. But in your mind, you put 6 on the board right before the half. That's a heck of a dagger and great momentum to carry into the locker room.
Now Mahomes throwing on second down. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. Brought down by Trayvon Walker on the pass rush.
Well, if an offense is going to throw the ball in this part of the field, any pass rusher will tell you that's his favorite part. Gets a chance to get after the quarterback. It's almost like a reverse red zone. They can create points using their defense, and this time they take their man down.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. A dump down to McKinnon. It's a gain of 11, but they're still well short. It's 4th down. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Ready for the start of the 3rd quarter. The Chiefs have the lead and set to receive the football. Oh, good-looking return set up here. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And despite the turnovers, Charles, and they had multiple in that first half, they still have the lead as they begin this 3rd quarter.
And they probably heard some conflicting tones at the half, don't you think? A lot of praise for what they did to get this lead, but also a little bit of scolding because they got to take better care of the football in the second half. But you and I both know the great leaders, they know how to give that little bit of vinegar in there and cover it with a big dose of honey.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Mahomes. Now a swing pass. It's Edwards-Helaire. And now they're in the hurry-up.
Brings up 3rd down.
On 3rd and long, it's Mahomes. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game.
Hey, 57, 57. Yellow.
Here's Mahomes to throw. That is incomplete. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down.
Attack, attack. Easy. Hero 15.
Mahomes now to throw. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Trayvon Walker able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening.
We are seeing 2 really confident defenses. imposing their will on these offenses in this game.
Yeah, absolutely, going toe for toe. Just curious if one of these offenses can wake up a little bit.
Is there any way they can find something that can pop, something big to knock them back on their heels?
From the gun on third down, Mahomes. Flush to his right. The pressure gets to him again. Josh Allen providing a little deja vu. Back-to-back sacks, and now they're staring at a 4th and long. Here's the Chiefs punter now, standing just outside his own goal line. And when it's said and done, it's a 58-yard punt. And the Jaguars go on offense, first down and 10.
At their own 24-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally, because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
And they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the third quarter. All they have so far, the field goal.
Lawrence's throw here taken in by Ingram.
And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line.
Now Lawrence now going to move him around.
And the Jaguar first down.
Now Lawrence.
And Jones has it over the middle. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that'll bring up second down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or
better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
A loss on that play, and now third down gets tougher. 3rd and 6.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. From the gun on third down, Lawrence.
And that is incomplete.
One first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
This offense converted once on 4th down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more.
And they'll try and throw forward with Lawrence.
That is caught and able to pick up the first across midfield to the 47. Give them credit. They knew what they wanted to dial up on 4th. They executed it for 9 yards, and the offense stays out there.
Now Lawrence on first down.
Oh, no, he lost the football.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
Fortunate to get that football back, because trailing here in the second half, last thing they needed was to lose the possession.
And the word I think of here is opportunity, because it could have been lost there, their chance to score points. But the opportunity for the defense was to go ahead and really close this game down if they were able to get possession.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle.
Lawrence will throw.
That's going to be caught by Kirk. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down. The offense on third down tonight, just 1 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5.
From the shotgun, Lawrence. And one more time, here's Kirk.
And he's brought down short by a yard. It's a third down gain of 4.
Here we go. Gotta have it. Lawrence. Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A big pickup there. 20 yards as they convert on 4th.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
They'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. And a good gain here of 9 from the 19 down to the 10. And the offense moving quickly to the line.
Throwing again here. It's Lawrence.
And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17.
The Arrowhead crowd in full roar. Here's third down. Lawrence.
To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I think we were both wondering if we were going to see them try to push it deep downfield, facing a one-possession deficit late, and they certainly didn't disappoint. They gave it an effort.
Well, you need your best play here, no doubt. 4th down and 8. They're going on 4th down. Lawrence. And the comeback may stall out. It's intercepted. And the Chiefs are right back in this football game. So they'll accept that penalty, and that will, of course, move the football up the field. All 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. Here's 1st and 10. A handoff for Etienne.
And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. They'll come up now, 2nd and 9. On 2nd down, Lawrence. He'll get this out to the flat for Etienne.
Touchdown, Jaguars!
Travis Etienne.
An 11-yard touchdown.
And the Jaguars strike quickly here to tie up the ball game.
Now they can boot it through on the always important extra point, and then their defense has to hold up their end of the bargain.
And there's something that you've pointed out in numerous games that we've worked. Okay, the excitement's going on. Everyone's celebrating over there. Who's calling up the defense to make sure they're focused, because they still have some work to do.
Back to throw, Lawrence.
And he will get in to take the lead. The conversion is successful, and now it'll be up to the defense to hold this 2-point lead.
Brendan McManus to kick off for the Jaguars.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away.
The Chiefs take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here.
Hey, Ripley.
Mahomes will throw.
Looking left sideline, incomplete. This secondary as a unit, they've worked really well together in this one, especially late.
A lot of cohesiveness, a lot of communication, and some great athleticism. They're playing so well now, A nickname is sure to follow. They're going to have to name this whole unit soon.
57 colors.
Mahomes to throw it. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Trayvon Walker in there to drop him as that clock continues to run.
Well, this has to count as a great team effort today, but this man, he's been at the center of all of it. Really special day for any defense to have this many sacks in a game, even more so for this player. One of the best individual efforts of the season.
A big play looming on third down.
Yellow. Right side.
Mahomes. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Partner, they've got one chance left to keep this one going, and I think for you and me, let's think along with their offensive coordinator now. Has to think back, cycle through every play of this contest, and remember what's worked and what hasn't. Because right here, he needs the best play of the game in order to keep this one alive.
Now Mahomes got to have this one. Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. Rayshon Jenkins picks it off, and the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line.
Well, you knew you had to take some chances here with the clock winding down, needing a touchdown to win it, and that one might have just sealed their fate.
Yeah, and that's the nature of the 2-minute drill. The offense trying to go downfield and make their plays. But defenses, they're sitting back watching everything that they do, but not too far back. They want to be in position to make a play on the ball, and that they did.
Lawrence. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
Here's Lawrence. And he gets this one to Ridley complete. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. Third and 12.
11.
Throwing now, Lawrence. That is intercepted. It's Joshua Williams with a pick. And the Chiefs are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line. My, how the tables have turned now. They were trying to salt this one away, but that interception, potentially a game changer.
And I just got to think to myself, at this point of the game, I know you've been aggressive. I know that's your MO, and that's fine. And all those teams that talk about all gas, no brakes, you better have the emergency lever to pull occasionally. They could have used it right there. They put themselves in a tough spot with that interception.
Mahomes. He's going to let it fly. That's caught inside the 20. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the third. Wow. What a game this has been, and what a drive that was, Charles, to take the lead here late in the fourth quarter.
Partner, that's a job well done by everyone, from the players to the guys calling the plays. And if I may introduce just one downside to the mix, might be a little bit too much time left. Enough on the clock for a final last-ditch effort to try and steal this win away.
So with a lead at 5, the book definitely says go for 2 here to try to get it to a 7-point differential. To throw is Mahomes. And he's got it. So the 2-point conversion is good, and they add on to their fourth quarter lead. So they elect to pass there on the 2-point try. Sometimes could prove risky there. It worked out.
Yeah, and I love how you bring up that it can prove risky, because if you get it intercepted and they return it, that's 2 points for the defense, but not on that play.
And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee, and they'll start things out at the 25.
This is 1st and 10.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Open man is Kirk, complete.
And he'll get him a first down up past the 40 as the clock ticks on.
It's a gain of 17 yards.
2 timeouts still in their back pocket. It's 1st and 10.
Back to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Well, this defense has been physical all game long, and it certainly looks like they're not going to back off and make things any easier. They want to keep making life miserable for the receivers all the way to the end.
They'll look to throw.
And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Now we're in the situation where the quarterback's got to take full charge of his helmet. Got to totally command and make sure all eyes are on him. All focus is locked in. Going to call multiple plays and go over different situations and scenarios to make sure everyone is on the same page.
He'll look to throw.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game.
Here's 1st and 10.
Back to throw.
Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted.
Picked off by Justin Reed.
And the Chiefs have just about sewn up this football game.
Interesting, Mahomes wants to throw it. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. So this one in the win column for Kansas City. Charles, so for this losing side, their heads are hanging as they walk off the field today. And really, I mean, we know why. Those 3 turnovers by that offense, that's ultimately what doomed them.
And this is what coaches preach all the time to every team that we ever talk with. Taking care of the ball on offense, trying to